Welcome to the Geek BAH Reviews One Piece Vlogs. It's been a while since the last vlog, which was the Alabasta arc, and honestly, I just haven't had the time. There has been a bunch of arcs since then that me and Nick have gotten to, and we are currently at the Skypiea arc, basically the next big arc after Alabasta. So I'm going to quickly go over all the arcs that I haven't done this for yet, starting with the Stories arc, which is episodes 131 to 135, and going all the way to the Mocktown arc, episodes 144 to 152. We are still watching the Skypiea arc, so I won't be able to do that until we finish, which should be soon, probably within the next week. In fact, I'd be surprised if it wasn't within the next week. So let's start. The Stories arc takes place right after they leave Alabasta and Nico Robin joins the crew. It basically just shows these little short stories happening with each of the crew members, such as Chopper and Robin having some little moments there, and you see Zoro's past. Honestly, it's been a while since I watched these, and it's hard to remember a lot of these, exactly what happened, because they really didn't leave that big of an impression on me. For such a great show as One Piece, the Stories arc was pretty much what it was meant to be, just this little mini arc thing that really had no big deal to it. So I'm going to move on from that. The Stories arc, I mean, it's fun to watch, just as a way to come off of that big Alabasta arc, but it's not that memorable, to be honest. So continuing on, the next real mini arc is the Zenny arc. This one actually has a real plot to it. In this one, they arrive at an island where they meet an old man named Zenny the Moneylender. At first, they think he's just this simple old man living on the island and trying to protect it from pirates. However, when they find out that he's actually really sick, thanks to Chopper's doctoring, they decide that they feel really bad about it, and they want to help him. So they do all these ridiculous things to try and make up for scaring him and everything. And they meet his island goats, who are sort of like his family, since he's all alone on the island. Well, while they are there on the island, they find out that he actually seems to be getting better. They're giving him a lot of feasts, and they're doing a lot for him, but, I mean, for someone who's supposedly sick and has only days to live, according to Chopper, he seems to be getting a lot better, and they notice that. And, well, they kind of realize that it's Chopper's medicine that's doing it, and which makes sense. Chopper's a great doctor. However, a problem arises. In a chess game, Nami bets the Going Merry, as well as pretty much everything they own, and loses it to Zenny. And, I mean, it's like she just became obsessed with trying to beat him. It's kind of funny. It sort of goes with the real-life troubles of gambling and how you can just get so addicted that you can end up losing everything in a bet. And, I mean, I really like that, how they did that. So, sorry about that, I just had an itch. But in the arc, the Marines have a force here, and they send, I think his name is Minchi. He basically has his soldiers go out to capture Zenny, believing, like the pirates do, that Zenny has this treasure hidden on the island. So basically, what you expect happens. They pretty much try to get the gold from Zenny, but he basically says he has no treasure, and a big fight ensues between Zenny and the pirates and the Marines. So, you get the idea. There's a lot of action going on at this point. The goats fighting alongside everybody and kind of going wild is funny. But, I mean, it's not a big arc, so it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, it's only 3 episodes long. So anyways, they end up beating the Marines and tying Minchi up, and we find out that upon arriving on the island, all of Zenny's treasure was eaten by the goats. So he considers the goats not only his family, but his treasure. And, I mean, with a show where everybody, all the different pirates treasure something different and everything, it seems a little corny to say, oh, these goats are my treasure, but you really think about it. The goats, he values them more than anything else. To him, they are treasure. He would do anything for them. It's just like how Luffy is with the crew. You get the point. It's a big deal. And it's wonderful. It's wonderfully done. So that's pretty much it for the Zenny arc. I mean, at the end, Zenny sort of sets out to sea, but ends up his ship gets a little broken, so he has to go repair it before actually setting out. And Luffy and the crew hopes to see him again one day, and that's pretty much it. That's all we hear of Zenny. It's just a mini arc, like I said, to sort of bridge the gap between Alabasta and the next big thing. So at this part, we get to the Rainbow Mist arc, episodes 139 to 143. It's another short one, but it's longer, and it's actually a bigger arc. It's a bigger deal. So at this, they get to an island, and we find out that a book Robin has been reading, and we've seen her reading it in past episodes, called The Rainbow Mist. We find out that this Rainbow Mist is basically true. That it's not just a legend. They meet this old scientist named Henzo, who basically has these like really eccentric inventions and all. It's kind of funny. And they're talking to him about the Rainbow Mist and all. So they soon find out, though, that the town is basically being run by a tyrannical mayor who taxes for everything. Even the most ridiculous things, like if you eat a heaping plate of pasta, you have to pay a heaping plate tax. It's kind of ridiculous. And they're told that Henzo is actually working with the mayor, and that he's basically a bad guy. And all the townspeople hate him just as much as they hate the mayor and the mayor's sons who work for him. So, anyways, the Rainbow Mist ends up coming, long story short, and they go into it. They go into the mist and they find out they're in Ape's Concert, which is a ship graveyard, like the Bermuda Triangle. So they're in Ape's Concert and they find all these different ships, but they can't escape. And the mayor, Wetton, ends up trying to go in. He had Henzo create this tower that will go into the mist and connect Ape's Concert to the outside world. And he uses this to be able to transport all the treasure from Ape's Concert out for himself. Because Wetton, it's revealed in flashbacks, used to be a pirate. And he basically was stranded after his ship was taken into Ape's Concert, and he was stranded on that island, where he forcefully became the mayor. And it's a really good arc. And after that, you know the drill. Luffy and the crew defeat them. They meet these kids in Ape's Concert who were old friends of Henzo's. And, I mean, in Ape's Concert, they haven't aged. It's only been like a couple days. But in the outside world, it's been 50 years. And so they basically try to escape and everything. And one of Wetton's old crewmates is there as well, and he's sort of like a bad guy there. And there's just a lot going on, but it's really done well. And in the end, like I was saying, you know the drill. Luffy and the crew win. They defeat Wetton and his sons and the old pirate member. And there's a Marine earlier in the arc who was chasing them, and he had this like trick where he could fling a quarter, like make it this powerful like weapon, but he sneezed and sunk one of his own ships instead. Well, now he comes back at the end after they've defeated Wetton all. He's a Marine captain, and he reveals himself to be Rapa Nui, one of the kids in Ape's Concert, who was one of Henzo's old friends. And his lieutenant was another of the friends, and basically all the friends are there. They all had escaped, and lived these past few years trying to become Marines in order to stop Wetton. And it's a really good moment, and it really leads into things well. Well, okay, maybe not, but it's really nice, and it connects into things. It doesn't feel like it's just this random arc. It feels like it's been coming because of you see Robin reading the Rainbow Mist before. But anyways, it's 10.5 minutes into this, so the last arc I'm going to review is the Mocktown arc, episodes 144 to 152.